What's next in music is first on SoundCloud. Try it now.
When daylight paints the city, she's attacking inside, but her masquerade is slipping as streets paved with corruption come to light. When the night falls, come shadows that burn darker. We're getting down to the wire, and on my call, with resolve all the stronger, spark in the dark ignites, like the night on fire.
Invented the system, it is my temple. I've ascended to metaphysical levels. I fell from heaven to hell, met with the devil to rebel in the revolution of which I am the vessel. Ready to introduce pedal to metal, get into the fast lane with the rest of us rebels. Unless you're a hack, get jacked and will mentally wrestle. I'm ahead of the network's curve. Now you want a medal? I took the red pill. While everyone settled for decadence, you can forget whoever said that you're special. Cause if you want the deadliest tag that can be assembled, get ready to spend. Don't enter black markets to heckle. Make it synthwave. I don't need instrumentals on the cyber tide with pirates aligned to my channel. I need a training montage with all that I've learned. After that, I got a city to burn.
Night on fire, electric blood runs in your veins. Wake up the samurai inside ya. When the gates unlock, you walk through the flames, the flames,
I know my 1984 well, and George Orwell showing you how to foretell. If you abhor any sort of megacorp, well, step out of fiction and into your hell. Big brother's got you in a secured cell. Economy's booming cause it's true that war sells. When loaded guns are the foremost form of doorbell. Rally round the family with a pocket of more shells. What happens when the dreamers are no longer dormant? We're the ones who always wanted more than we're born with. If it costs my humanity, I can afford it. If poverty's prevalent, you can bet I'm gonna ignore it. I sure wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. If you're stuck a silver tongue, well, I'm you to get out. But you gotta walk the talk if you wanna build your brand and then take back the wealth with a silver
when the
hand.
night falls, come shadows that burn darker. We're getting down to the wire, and on my call, with resolve all the stronger, spark in the dark ignites. Daylight paints the city, she's attacking inside, but her masquerade is slipping as streets paved with corruption come to light.
I feel it in the air. We're all so far protected. Their hands are everywhere. Just let them watch us as we
The night on fire, electric blood runs in our veins. Wake up the samurai inside us. When the gates unlock, we'll walk through the flames.
All right, and there we go. We are live, and I need to unmute everybody's mics. Whoopsie! I usually do that beforehand. Sorry about that. As they would say in Clueless, oops, my bad. Alrighty. So hopefully we're all right. Let me double check. Things are stabilizing out, but I got a high CPU usage right now.
No, I can't hear you, man. You cut it out.
Hold on a second.
Oh,
There we go. I had a really high CPU usage, so it was cutting into it. Hey, buddy.
Hey.
That's my son. Can't really see him. Say hi. Lean down a little bit.
Hey.
What's up?
That is my youngest son, Colin. So thank you, buddy. We're getting ready to play some Cyberpunk. I hope you guys enjoyed that music. That was that last one was actually from JT Music. He released it on YouTube. Set the Night on Fire, I think is what it's called. Night on Fire. Featuring Andrea Storm Caden. Was actually a pretty freaking cool song. I stumbled onto it shortly after its release. So it's a fan song dedicated to Cyberpunk 2077 when it's coming out here actually later this year, which I'm super stoked. Can't wait. As you can tell, we're down one player tonight due to scheduling conflicts, which is okay. Life happens sometimes. But otherwise, we have the rest of the crew. We have Locke, Rusty, Don't Tell She's Really Meredith, and Mac. So, all right. So where last we left off, it was just before Christmas, actually. And we were, you guys were dealing with some of the, I don't want to say minor tasks, but more personal tasks, menial things that you were trying to get taken care of. You made the deal with the Knight's Call to take care of some matters there. Locke, unfortunately, got a nickname that has kind of stuck.
son of a bitchin' Jess, man.
Son of beach. So and then Meredith had a wild night, obviously with Hellcat. Mac is busy trying to make some arrangements while also loading up on the sugary confectionaries.
Yeah. What? How much did you spend? Like $120 or something like that.
It was like $250 on.
Yeah. Yeah, he quickly became Jelly Belly's most favorite customer there.
I remember the Fun Dip, man.
Oh, yes.
The Pop Rocks that blew your
Pop
mind.
Rocks.
If you like those, these will blow your mind.
It was totally like the upsell drug dealer. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I know, and then he's
That-
like,
that first hit.
well, if you want those, we can get those too.
Yeah. Probably still the equivalency of about maybe, I'd venture to say, close to $75 to $100 of today's value of candy.
Which is still a hell of a lot when you really think about it.
Yeah.
Good
man.
candy.
I don't know. Have you ever been to those mall candy shops? Though
Mm-hmm.
those places are freaking expensive.
Oh, yeah, yeah. The Paradise Valley Mall many years back, I think we'd only lived out here a couple of years. Sorry if there's a lot of noise in the background. We went into one of those candy stores that was right there off the food court. And it had the wall of Jelly Belly and other stuff. And, yeah, we walked out of there with almost $50. Just because we kept finding all these jelly beans we wanted. And there was these other candies. And the next thing we know, we went, oh, dang, whoopsie.
Like,
Yeah. So where we left off was at the end of that. Hellcat is actually out right now. She is doing things with Dane, although you're unsure what that might actually entail. They are out and about currently, and somebody left a note to let let everybody know. So I mean that really wasn't a big deal. 1 second. Doink. Had to mute a website. Alrighty. So with that being said, what is everybody doing currently? Do you have any plans that you're wanting to do? Anything you're wanting to investigate? Any deals you're wanting to make?
Hellcat helped me reach out to mom and sis last time, if I
Yes.
remember right. And
Hmm.
that's all that. That's all that really was on my mind.
Okay.
I guess I could call the DA up, see if there's anything recently shaking or whatnot.
Hmm. You could. That is definitely an option. So would you like to place that call then to see just what the dealio?
Yeah, man. I'll hit him up and see what's shaking as of late.
Okay. Can do. Give me just 1 second. Just repositioning Meredith there just a little bit.
Hmm.
Boom. And I hope you guys like that transition now. I decided to do a what's called a stinger, and so there's these gigantic cybernetic bars that cloud the screen real quick and scene change back in
Oh, I just
between.
saw
Oh,
that.
wow.
That's really cool. I like
Yeah.
it.
It's pretentious, but you know what? It fit, so I decided to go with it. So Cyberpunk is supposed to be style over function, so style over substance, I should say. All right, so you end up giving him a call. He ends up coming through. The image pops up on your phone for a little bit, or I should say, a vague imagery. He always does this for plausible deniability, even though it's him. It's
Yeah.
to ensure that nobody else happens to be snooping around and makes the video a little bit distorted.
A little obfuscation, a little bit.
Yeah. So he comes through and he says, "Locke, I haven't heard from you for several days. I hope all is well."
Yeah, everything's good as can be. We're just laying low for a little bit after whatever happened at the medical compound. But I was just checking in to see if there's been any changes in anything or if you've heard anything.
Not in regards to Biomedica. However, we have heard of an uptick in the Black Marquis. He seems to be operating a little bit above the board, which
Okay.
is unusual. And we thought originally that he might have been tied to Reconquista LLC, which was in turn connected to Biomedica. We're unsure of that tenuous connection at this point.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to follow up on that. Uh, and then of course you're obviously aware of this gigantic bounty on my head right now.
I am, yes. As I understand it, Hellcat has arranged for some police protection, or at least watching of your family, monitoring.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of those things. It's tenuous at best, but it's what we have to deal with. So
Very well. Well, if you have I should say you don't have. I can always send the details to Syntax. So I will send what details we have on, or updated details, I should say, on the Black Marquis, updated and send it to Syntax, and she can share the information with you if it is something you're looking to delve into.
no, absolutely, and we greatly appreciate that.
I'll have what updated information I have sent over within about the next 10 to 15 minutes.
All right, thank you very much.
Well, you're more than welcome. Did you enjoy the alcohol?
That was something that I had never had before, and it took everybody by surprise.
Well, good. I'm glad you had a moment to unplug your head and do absolutely nothing and just enjoy it, because your team really deserved it.
We appreciate that.
So I will be sending the information over here, and if you don't have anything additional, then I will be letting you go for the time being.
Well, I don't. Thank you very much, and I'll stay in contact.
Very well. And clicks off.
All right, I'll let those the rest of my teammates know that there's some information coming in from the DA regarding the Black Marquis, and give Syntax a heads up.
Okay.
Am I still at the?
Oh
with
shit!
the,
Yeah.
I was Like when they went back to the
Mhm.
our compound, I went to my tribe.
Yes,
So
you sure did. You were actually still there for the time being.
okay, playing the Candyman
Exactly. Yes, which went over extremely well.
with my sisters and family, getting the prizes of spoils, and then pretty much distributing the rest to all the kiddies around. So
Yeah, no, that went over exceedingly well. And in fact, for the past couple of days now, the children of the clan have been wired. So much so that you've gotten the stink eye from several of the parents. As you just kind of walk around and do your normal day to day, just making sure that people have what they need or whatnot. Just occasionally, as you walk past a crowd, you just get that sort of look, that stern look of, I was up way too late. They didn't need this much sugar. Goddamn,
right.
But otherwise, things seem to be going all right. Roughly half of your clan at this point has menial jobs, so there is a little bit of income coming in here and there. Most of they're one-offs. They're temp jobs. They're lay some drywall here or install this here, and they're just one and done. About a third of your group, though, which is actually pretty significant, do have standardized hourly jobs as a regular form.
40 hours a week type.
Or pretty close to it, yes.
Nice.
So that has been probably the most beneficial because obviously they kick down a portion of what they make to the rest of the tribe or clan, which in turn allows everybody else to get a little bit more. Most of them, however, are working specifically with the tent city on the other side of town, over in it's not Apache Junction, right? Maybe it is AJ and Gold Canyon area where the tent city is. Most of them are, what they're doing is they've been working, and they're still getting paid, but they're doing more humanitarian efforts. So they are mostly just delivery boys. They're delivering some foods, goods, textiles, things of that nature to ensure that these people are
kind of like Red Cross-esque type stuff.
Yeah, but in some cases they're also working as muscle for those groups too, to ensure that people within the tent city aren't victimizing themselves and taking advantage of the situation, but also anybody from Phoenix, like crime lords or whatnot, or low-end scum. So the presence there is helping to stabilize it a bit, but in long term, something's still going to happen with the tent city. They can't stay there permanently like that because obviously they aren't nomads. They came here for work, and that's creating a bit of problems for Phoenix. But with your tribe's help, it's helping to at least keep things from boiling over.
That's good. Keeps us in good with the powers that be of Phoenix. Then.
It does, yes. Actually, that has probably been the best effect that's happened with everything so far. Is that you've made a name for the clan. It's one that I don't want to say it's super respected because it's hard, mostly because between, and I hate to say it this way, but between the quote unquote civilized folk and the nomads, there's always going to be some tension there. But at least the reputation of this particular clan is that, okay, no, they're not here just kind of wrecking things and then moving on. Your typical, what you would typically perceive gypsies and travelers and whatnot of nowadays. They just hit some roadside, trash it up, and then move on. That's the perceived notion that we would have these days, and that's kind of what happens with nomads a lot, anyways. So in this case, you're looking more community oriented, which is helping at least the lower end of people here in Phoenix, like those people who are homeless or the minimum wagers or whatnot. They've got a better rep. There's obviously no contention there. With the rich and up and mighty, well, they probably always will. But that means since you're in more with the common people, there's less chance of there being tension unless you're specifically dealing with other gangs.
Okay.
Which, for the most part, at least you have a decent rep right now with the Knight's Call.
Good.
The rest of them are all up in the air, but at least with the Knight's Call.
And I'm sure we still have, like, our members of our nomad tribe, or portions of it are still more gypsy oriented, but we still have that family orientation
Yes.
within our tribe. And even the gypsies who are not willing to even strive to settle into a more permanent-esque residence, they're still keeping to the boundaries of our area and just kind of picking up and moving around.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
hunting,
there's enough of leadership in the clan right now that nobody is purposely going out of the way to screw something over. Everybody understands that the situation is tenuous, and the better reputation that everybody has, the better overall.
So, and that's kind of what I was kind of trying to gear for, was more of a community tribe feel, even though we're closer to living off the land type scenario, and providing for ourselves, but we still have a very strong community aspect and a family aspect, not unlike my character's genetic background with being a part Apache.
Right.
Cool.
Got my cord stuck. There we go.
Excellent. So I guess if everything, I mean, check with Mason and see if there's anything else that I need to tend with within the bounds of our property there. And if not, tell them that I'll be heading off and trying to meet up with the rest of our group here, and he knows how to contact me.
Yeah. He did tell you that although he isn't certain what tribe they're a part of, they did spot some scouts, nomadic scouts from outside of town had come in, and it's likely because some of the members were questioned. Just hey, what the situation is here. Just not probing questions along the lines of like who they were, what they were doing here, and is it safe? Do we have anything to worry about? So he doesn't have a whole lot of details as of yet. He just heard the rumor that some had been spotted, and they were from West Coast, so they're probably somewhere from the Badlands of California. But he's going to be looking into that and getting you more details as details become available.
Okay. Well, I say let me know if anything's needed from me or if we need to intercept them one way or another. And I can always go out there and see what's going on, considering have a little bit more muscle, if you will.
Sure. Yeah, no, but for right now, it's... Uh-oh. We lost Derek.
Uh-oh.
Okay, Derek's coming back.
That's what we call a disco in the business, man.
Hey, how are we doing?
Yeah, we lost you there for a moment.
Everybody.
And in fact, we lost you right after you finished making your statement.
Oh, that's nice.
We're like, that's enough from him.
Okay, so here we go. So you're starting to come in video, and ta-da!
Hey.
That was weird. Like,
Oh, and then you went green.
Yeah. Derek, are you able to see the motion effects, like the tool video stuff for you?
Yeah,
Did it turn green on your screen?
Yes, it did. It
Yeah.
did.
That's insane, man.
Yeah, I think
Glitch in the
because
Matrix.
I'm serious. Like, I'm either less tapped in or more tapped into the Matrix than you guys are.
I think it's more with the green. Holy shit, yeah, that's complete Matrix, bro. You're in
Like,
Zion, man.
If we
Any ones or zeros?
if we start seeing like weird fluorescent green characters starting to flash across my screen, you know.
And then you're blonde, brunette, redhead.
I know, right?
I might have to do that just to fuck with you guys at one point, because I can get the graphic and just put an overlay over my face, and it's like I'm just speaking, glowing text coming down.
That would be awesome, man.
So, but with that being said, otherwise everything seems to be fairly chill, with the clan at this point.
Okay.
So Meredith. So everybody has had their own small version of Christmas or whatever. There still is a Charlie Brown Christmas tree set up, on the main floor. Just for the, to symbolize it, there was a, and just like the poor Charlie Brown Christmas tree, it's a twig with like 2 or 3 ornaments and a star that makes it droop, and so everybody's had, some gifts and whatnot and distributed. However, Syntax had something special specifically for you, and she waited until you got up this morning to present it. Ooh, and my gift were apparently freshly cooked cookies that my wife just came in and gave me. So, yes.
I want some cookies.
I can smell them too. They're choco chip.
I had one of those from one of them fancy places, the cookie store places, and it was called Chip.
Oh, gotcha. Cool. So as you start to wake up at this point, and you roll over, a small box slides off your chest. Onto the bed proper.
Okay.
Because basically she had laid it like right on your chest, and you kind of stirred, and it went whoop.
I'm gonna sit up and I'm gonna shake the box a little bit, but very gently.
Okay. There's a little bit of a rattle to it.
And I'm gonna look around for Syntax to see if she's in the room.
She is not currently.
So
for a brief moment, she's actually away from her computer. Yes, it is from her.
And are there any cards or anything? No.
Nope. Just a little tag.
Okay.
Actually, the tag says to RUS ... Meredith from Syntax.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and tear it open, but I'm gonna open it very gently at the corners and try not to disturb the wrapping too much.
Okay. So you open it up. It's a nice tan box. It has wrapping around the box itself, in the sense of like the little ribbon wrap to make it look like a bow. So she actually wrapped it. And so the wrapping itself looked kind of awkward because the wrapping actually went over the bow that's under, it's on the box itself proper. Basically, she ended up getting the gift and then wrapped the whole thing, bow and all. So when you undo that and the nice, little gold and silver ribbon wrap, you kind of pull that off to pull the box. And the box itself is probably twice the size of playing card size.
Okay.
So not huge, but decent. Uh-oh, and Derek is stripping in front of us.
He's like, "Who's getting hot?"
Yeah, take it all off.
Gets a little warm in the Matrix.
Yeah. I should have been going as I was doing it. Yeah.
So as you pull the box open, it's a nice little charm bracelet. It's made of silver. It's got a nice little heart ruby inset into the bracelet itself.
Oh.
So it has a lot of sparkle.
You know what ruby rhymes with, right? Meredith.
I was gonna say Scooby.
Or Spooby.
Yeah.
Spooby.
What the fuck is Spooby, man? I don't know, but he was talking to you.
I'm gonna put on the bracelet and I'm gonna kind of dangle it and look at it and admire it, and then I'm gonna go find Sin.
Okay. When you walk out, she's actually in the kitchen area, and she is bent over getting something from the fridge.
I'm gonna walk up and slap her in the butt, or on the butt, not in the butt.
Yeah.
In the butt.
Interesting. So yeah, no, you pop her real quick, and she pops up. She's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, hey, Meredith.
Hey, morning. It looks like Santa left me a little gift that I love very much.
Aw, well, I wanted to get you something special, and obviously there wasn't a whole lot of time in between everything that was going on, so I apologize if it's like a day or two late.
No apology needed, and I'm gonna give her a hug.
Aw, so she gives you a big hug, already adjusted to the difference of space between the two of you now. So she says, so what are your plans for today?
I don't know. I kind of want to catalog all of the information that we had obtained out of Biomedica and follow up with the roomies to see what's going on with them, how I can help. But other than that, is there anything that you need?
No, not right now. I think I just got a chime that some message came in. I think it was from the DA. So I'm going to have to look into that and see what's going on. But I mean, other than that, I'm just waiting for my systems to finish sparsing all of the details, or at least what we have available to us.
Okay.
But it's taking some time because we grabbed a lot of hard data, and I first have to decode it and then spit it out from there.
Okay. Well, let me know if you need anything. I can read the medical jargon and see if I can decipher whether it's useful or not.
Well, I will.
Did Hellcat or Dane mention exactly what they were doing?
No,
I didn't know, but I know they left one.
No, I think Hellcat was looking into a job. I don't know. That's all I seem to recall, but I think it may have been like one of her contacts, quote unquote.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure if something comes up, we'll hear something.
No, I'm sure. Okay. I will go do that. Let me know if you need anything, though. Meredith is kind of like, even though she's very appreciative of the gift, she's obviously a little withdrawn and maybe a little not shy, but just kind of, there's something on her mind, but it's not super obvious.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and find the lock.
Alrighty.
Hey.
What's going on? Did Syntax ever get a message from the DA? He said he was going to hit her up in a little.
She was just getting something out of the fridge, but she did mention that she may have had a message come through.
Oh, okay.
So, but I don't think she's taken a look at it yet. Is everything okay?
Yeah, for the most part, he's sending over some of his information on the Black Marquee, but I'm just trying to cover all of our bases while we got some downtime.
So, should I continue to call you Scooter, or?
Can you hear my eyes roll?
I'm just. Yeah, that's pretty obvious. What'd you do with that thing anyway?
It's still out there. I haven't done anything with it. That thing scares me. Looks like it's gonna transform.
Hey, I heard they're popular in other locations.
Yeah.
I'm not sure where, but
Yeah. Let's not call Lock Scooter anymore. How about that? Oh man. I know it's not gonna stick. You guys are bastards. I'm gonna go find more. I think I used 3 of those arm missiles when we were at Biomedica, so I'm gonna load up. So when somebody calls me Scooter next, I'm gonna blast a hole in the motherfucker.
Well, don't hurt your medic. I can't patch you up when I'm dead.
I got you. You got anything working, or is there anything new going on?
No, but I'm interested to see what's going on with this message from the DA. Maybe we should go see Sen and see if she can check it.
Yeah, sure.
And Derek, I take it you were heading back at some point? That's what I thought.
Yes.
Okay. So as you guys are heading back over to talk to Syntax, you hear the door open up and then, lock shut. And Mac comes walking through, the what used to be the offices, or I should say the front lobby here.
Howdy duties.
What's going on? What's up, man?
You been brushing regularly?
What's that?
Yeah. Have you been brushing regularly? That was a lot of sugar you loaded up on the other day.
I probably have an armful of soda that I brought back though, because I know that I was bringing that to replenish the stock.
So when that happens, you see a familiar face peek around the corner.
I've got remember I had cases of it too.
Yeah, and Jill's like, "Is that what I think it is?"
There's more in the car if you want to go get some.
Done. And she just scurries out to the front to go, bring in the fixins.
Yeah. There's what was it, 3 or 4 cases and then a couple 2 liters or something like that. Yeah. It was a lot of soda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
So
stuff,
she comes walking back in just carrying everything actually under both arms, doing it with that look of I'm not making a second trip.
Do you need a hand with that, Jill?
I ain't no bitch.
Yeah. And she's actually using her chin to balance some of it, and she's just like, "No, I got it. I'm good."
I'm going to go ahead and run up and shut the door behind her.
Okay, thank you. She, runs over to well, I should say not runs, but forcefully walks over to the fridge to get everything loaded up.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And what's new? Anything? Any word from anybody?
No, I just got in contact with the DA, and he sent some stuff over recently to Syntax regarding the Black Marquee. But other than that, nothing's really shaking, man.
Yeah, if I don't talk to him next time, tell him thanks for the new parts.
Will do, man. I'll let him know. I'm sure he knows.
So Syntax comes walking out of the computer room, and she's taken a moment to print up some of the details on flimsy sheets. Which, if you don't remember what those were, they're basically scream sheets. So they're like those plastic sheets that you would see for overhead projectors. Yeah. However, these are they actually have electronics attached to them or tied in, and it updates every so often with like news articles and whatnot. But this one here is just specifically for you guys. It's got some details on what information was provided. She just hands out a couple copies so you guys all have something to look at. And when she's doing that, she's walking over to it. I guess you would, I mean, it was the waiting room, not the lobby originally, but the waiting area where patients used to sit has kind of been repurposed into a kind of a ready room. There's a dry erase board that's put up there in case anybody has notes or comments that they need to make. Jill has made a couple comments that are on there that have been wiped off occasionally, but they're like need soda, MOAR soda, or like toiletries or something like that. Occasionally it's bracketed off, but otherwise it's used for like ongoing, like just note taking or whatnot, instead of doing it old school, instead of keeping everything on a PC or electronically. And there is a touch screen that has been put up there as well, so that she can throw information from the computers up onto the screen in this ready room, so it doesn't have to be so decentralized the whole time. But the information you have there, she also pulls up on the big touch screen that's there. She says, okay, so according to a couple of these news articles, and this is what the DA was talking about, somebody calling themselves the Black Marquis in more of a personalized manner, not the Doctor Doom sort of supervillain kind of motif that we've had attributed to him previously, which we believe is still tied to Reconquista LLC. But this individual has been going around, and I don't know if it's acts of vengeance or if it's just straight up robberies, but a couple of electronic depots have been hit here, mostly warehouses that have been housing parts and other pieces of electronic gear intended to be shipped elsewhere have been hit here, as well as and she pulls up another article, a storefront which actually had nothing to do with electronics. This one was all medical related. It was about as close as you could come to a Ripper doc, although it wasn't. And she, hold on a second, I had the name, I just lost it. Hello, Brittany.
What's up, Brittany?
Brittany is in the room.
Hey.
There we go. The name of it's actually the Country Mountain Clinic.
Country Mountain Clinic.
Yes. Henlo, huh?
Hello.
Him's a good boy.
Yeah. Henlo.
Hello, friend.
But yes, it's a Country Mountain Clinic. And what Syntax actually adds to that, she says, part of one of the cases that Hellcat had been working on was a police officer by the name of Petra McCann had a child who had been sick and was at the Country Mountain Clinic for bioplague reasons. And when she got them paid off in full, there was some sort of kerfuffle about some shady dealings or something. I don't have the full details about that. We'd have to talk to her when she comes back. But apparently it had some sort of tie here, as she points out, some sort of connection to the Black Marquis. Now, nobody has any imagery so far of this individual, which is a little disturbing, which tells me that he's either doing something to mask it, or he has some sort of skillful net runner that's wiping things and clearing things out before anybody has the opportunity to get a full ID. However, what information has been obtained from nearby cameras, it looks like this guy may be about as close to full Borg as possible.
Oh shit!
Right, exactly, or at least whoever's working for this guy, because the markings on this person, at least from what grainy imagery we can pull up, is human in shape, but obviously not the standard curvature that you would see. This is more bulky,
Gotcha.
Hardcore military cybernetic implant type look.
Yep. Damn, man. Like a walking tank.
Exactly. However, he doesn't seem to move like one. And she even shows you a video clip. Again, it's grainy, but it was of one of the warehouses, one of the hubs that got hit. And you can see the grainy imagery of the individual, and it bulky and whatnot. Think of, something along those lines. But basically, take a leap and leap straight off into the air and keep going.
Wow.
So the other thing that's alarming, is, at least from what I can tell, is this person's pretty nimble.
Damn.
So my first guess is this guy has some deep pockets, wherever this individual is, and they got some pretty hardcore tech. So that's going to be a problem.
Yeah. The full Borg operation is a fortune to begin with. Anyways, he's either bankrolled or he has a lot of money himself. But
Or both.
This guy seems, this is pretty serious.
The thing that worries me is not as much of, of course, but the potential lack of humanity of this guy.
Oh, that goes without saying. Yeah, you're 100% correct. Whoever this person is going to be ruthless to a T and sociopathic, bare minimum.
Yeah, with very little, if any at all, worries of who or what kind of damage he inflicts.
Right.
Well, damn, man.
Scooter's not sounding so bad now, is it, Locke?
Oh, and speaking of that, Locke, and she kind of swipes something on the screen, and it pulls up a copy of your bounty again. Then basically the price in your head, and Scooter has been added.
Shit.
You fucking assholes. All you guys.
That does not. It's not the fact that it says Scooter. How the hell do they know about that? That was not broadcast.
That wasn't. Yeah, you're right, Matt.
That was not broadcast.
You think they got ears?
They have to have
mole at Rex's place or something.
Rex's place. That's my only guess. Is somebody in there, regardless of who it was. I mean, hell, it could have been the candy salesman for all I know. But one of those people overheard us talking and heard us giving you shit and saying Scooter.
It's a lot of money. I mean, if he's got this kind of money to put out a hit on you like that, it would be nothing to spread out like $1,000 or something for information.
Yeah. So, oh man. Regardless, it's out there in the universe now. Do we bring this up to Rex? Or we just move forward?
I think we just move forward. Rex is Hellcat's contact, and I don't think we need any further involvement with him at this time.
He is also my neighbor.
This is true.
And I can put it out there in a way, at least to where, and I mean, it's if it wasn't him particularly, and even if it was him particularly, he's unfortunately, it wouldn't be uncommon to say, hey, he might not be throwing you under the bus, but hey, you know what? I'll make a couple extra bucks just by throwing a little bit of stupid information out there that's really not going to be any major, up or down necessarily. Scooter doesn't make any difference. You know what I mean? But unless you were to actually start using that name.
No, I'm not, but it seems
Yeah.
like everybody else is.
Right. But aside from that, the thing that I'd want to put forth to him is the loyalty factor of his guys. That if somebody knows that he's dealing with us, that they should be keeping that quiet.
Yeah, well, absolutely, man.
And if they're selling out for pennies on the dollar kind of situation, then he may want to keep his eyes open, because if they're selling out for those kind of bills, then who's to say that they won't sell him out in those
No,
areas?
absolutely. I would love to pose that to him. I'm not sure how you guys are going to word that or whatever. But, I'm sure that's either you or Hellcat that's going to do that.
I would feel comfortable doing that. As a matter of fact, I could do it right now. Just
Okay.
to give him a heads up. So,
All right.
I'll give Rex a call.
Okay.
The other problem with this is that we've all been seen with Scooter. So,
Yeah.
as much as trouble as you are in right now, I think we're all in equal, if not greater, because we can know where you're at. So, I think following up on this would be to everyone's benefit.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Well, isn't that a part of what being a team is for? That was Jill from the background, crushing a can and throwing it away.
Slow down, Jill.
Slow down. And she like looks at you with a steely look. She's like, I don't know what it means to slow down.
Okay.
And just looking right at Meredith, she does this. And smiling from behind the can as she pounds it.
I'm just gonna roll my eyes.
I just want you to know that she created this monster that created that, or that instigated that monster. So I'm not taking full responsibility of this.
You own a part of this, Mac.
Residual, man.
Yeah, Syntax is like, yeah, you kind of own some equity in that.
Yeah, but she started it.
You people are terrible.
What do you mean, you people?
Right. So what are we doing next? I guess maybe, Locke, you need a facelift and a new name.
I don't.
Don't
I
forget
mean,
the boob job.
I don't know if that's going to change anything.
I mean, okay. If you don't think it'll help.
Yeah, Syntax is like, she's like, I don't think so. I mean, he's got family. So unless he completely disowns his family, trying to go out and get another identity and a facelift is pointless.
Fair enough.
Yeah. It would just probably be time, really, if any.
Right, exactly. That was the point I was getting at.
I guess I'm gonna kind of step away from the group for just a moment and call Rex.
Okay, so phone rings, picks up. Mac, this is an interesting
Rex.
surprise.
Yeah, I wanted to give you a little bit of a heads up.
Well, will do say. Go ahead. This has nothing to do with Hellcat, does it not? Because she's still overdue.
Not directly, but it does have an inadvertent trickle-down effect to all of my group, unfortunately.
Your nomads or the
Our
group that you formed with Scooter.
God
Yes.
damn it.
Yes. As you probably already well know, of the situation that he is in.
And what situation is that exactly?
Come on, don't play coy with me. You should know. We're all in the know on that and that scale of manhunt, if you will, is not something that any of us are blindsided to, at least at this point.
Well, you have me at a loss. I don't exactly go out of my way to scan everybody for facial recognition. Doesn't always behoove me to do so.
You mean to tell me you don't know that there's a bounty on his head?
On Scooter's head? No, I was unaware.
Yes.
So you can hear him typing, off screen or something, and he says, "Oh, I see. He has a different name. I believe his name is also Locke. That's quite the bounty."
Obviously. Now, I would like to think that we are creating a mutual benefit of our relationship between you and I, and with your relationship status with Hellcat, which is between you and her. Don't get me wrong. I do not wish to influence or discourage one way or the other.
Very well.
But it seems that the only people that knew of the name Scooter were in your compound that may have overheard that. Knowing, my point being is that knowing that you are associating with us,
of course,
business-wise, could you not see if you were associating with him, which in fact you have, that large of amount would put.
So you were wanting me to ferret out a potential mole within my group, is what you're beating around this large bush.
And not so much that necessarily, but I look at it as a potential that if one of your people are snitching out one of your business associates, that what's to stop them from snitching you out if the dollar amount is right?
Okay. Go ahead and make an empathy and fast talk roll.
Okay. And that goes under empathy, which is 8. Come on. Boom, 9. Yeah. So
Damn, man, right on.
19 right off the bat.
Okay.
Whew. Unless you want to accept the 90.
Yeah, no. So you raise an interesting point. I don't particularly care for betraying one of my own, but if somebody's crossed the line, perhaps that's a quid pro quo we cannot abide by. I'll tell you what. I am sometimes a man of discerning needs. So perhaps there is some sort of deal we can make. Let's start by having that little thing referred to as Meredith show up.
I knew it. I knew it.
I will have to defer you to her. I cannot make a decision for her.
Of
and that is
course.
something that I will not do.
I will allow you to handle that, since it is your group and you are speaking on their behalf. And if she decides to come around, perhaps we can do additional business and I can investigate my people.
Can you hold on for just one moment?
I can hold for 2 minutes.
I mute the phone for just a second and I say, "Hey, Meredith." I am not advocating this in any way, shape, or form, but you would be the best between you and Hellcat, at least, to be able to combat or take care of this on this aspect. He's requesting you. If you catch my
And
drift.
so Syntax places her hand on Meredith and she's like, requesting how?
Oh, this is unfolding nicely.
I'm just like staring daggers at Mac.
So she's all,
I did not do this.
so
Yeah,
she
don't
so
shoot
she
the
turns to
messenger.
Meredith and she
I
says,
did not say anything.
is there something I don't know? Because the requests that Hellcat takes are carnal in nature.
Do you still have that bracelet on?
I think he probably might need an adjustment to his Mr. Stud.
So why don't you go ahead and roll an empathy and fast talk for yourself?
Oh no.
She's putting two and two together. I did not put anything.
Use,
out
use some blood points, babe.
Because the blood's flowing elsewhere.
Oh no.
Oh, I love this, man.
Okay, so I'm starting with a 9 because I have nothing in fast talk, but I have a 9 in empathy. It's a D10, right?
Yes. If you roll a 10, you get to roll again. If you roll a 1, botch.
3. So I have a 12.
It's not a 1.
I didn't botch.
So she gives you a stern look. And it's one of those things that since she's known you for a while, you know you got caught. You know that she's on to you. There's details you're neglecting. But she doesn't say anything. She is just very unhappy.
Can we talk about this later? I mean, I
Yes.
just don't want anything bad to happen to anyone right now. So
Of course. This is more enhancement talk. I'll be in our room. And she just kind of turns on the balls of her heels and walks away.
Thanks a lot, Mac. You could have just maybe been more discreet.
Oh, excuse me.
I didn't say anything.
And Jill, like, kicks away 3 cans at this point.
Yeah, tell him I'll be there. But it's a professional visit only. I'll bring my medical bag in case he needs anything.
Hey, Rex, you still there?
I was about to hang up.
Well, I'm glad you didn't. She said that she would be able to stop by with her medical bag as a professional stop by, whatever that
I do not mind fetishism, so she's more than welcome to bring her back.
Yeah. So I'll let you conduct business with her to whatever means you're meaning. That is not my place, but I do not like to see anything, and I don't want to see. I would like to hope that you are. Thus far, you have been honest with me and straightforward. I wish to be the same with you, and a mutually beneficial relationship is exactly that. Um, and if there is anybody seeking to usurp you in your position of power, um, as at current state, it is in my best interest to keep you where you are.
Mhm.
And I wish to do that.
I fully understand. I don't perceive any threat to my position at this point, but thank you for making that known.
You understand what I mean, though.
I understand.
But one way or the other, we'll see about. I'll shoot you a text or something along those lines, and perhaps we may be seeing one another shortly.
Very well.
Day or two, I would venture to say.
Well, I hope it's sooner for Meredith, because I don't particularly want to extend this sort of offer past a day.
Very well. I will relay the message to her, and as I said, I do not speak for her in any way, shape, or form. But what you conduct is between business of you two is between you two solely. So, with that being said, talk to you relatively soon, I'm sure. Thank you.
Very well. Say hi, Dexter.
Hi, Dexter.
Yay.
This is my Dexter boy. He's a big old cuddle bug. He doesn't understand that I'm gaming. Nope. Okay, hop down, buddy. Thank you. All right. So with that being said, he hangs up.
I'm gonna go ahead and start making a snack for Syntax and nice. I'm gonna bring her something to drink before I go follow her in the room, because she can't yell at me if her mouth is full.
Okay. And thank you very much for the follow, Vancouver by Night. That is another vampire-related game. Obviously, set in Vancouver by Night. We have them set up for auto host, and so there was some conversation on their Facebook. So if you get the chance to check them out, they also, real quick plug, they have a listing of all of as many Vampire the Masquerade games, any edition that is currently being played on Twitch. So if you want to check out their Facebook at Vancouver by Night, you can, and they have that listing there. It's got our show, their show. I want to say a dozen others that are on Twitch in the various times. So very cool resource, and very cool of them to try and bridge the gap with other games as well. So even though we're currently playing Cyberpunk.
Cool. Awesome, man.
So thank you very much, and I hope you guys enjoy the show so far, the game. Actually, next Friday will be our Vampire the Masquerade. So set in Ashland, Oregon. Dun, dun, dun. So you go and get a drink. Jill at this point is just kind of like looking back and forth, and she's like, so what'd I miss? My drama detector is going off right now.
Nothing, just
Stuff. I knew it. That's the same look Hellcat gets.
Mm-hmm.
It's the stuff look that she tries to keep hidden.
Butt stuff.
Oh, I didn't know that. Ooh.
I'm just gonna roll my eyes again at both of them and continue to make my snack. I have some things to take care of. Mac, when do I need to go see Rex?
he said he wanted to see you sooner than later. If it's possible today, I don't know. I'll go with you.
I can drive.
Okay, please.
I can totally get us there fast.
I would really prefer not to go alone. So if you guys come, that'd be awesome. But let
And
me.
it was not my intent. He totally brought this up. He said that, and yeah.
Look at all that backpedaling, man.
That was not me.
It's okay. I should have had a talk with her earlier about my last meeting with Rex. And
You mean you had a meeting about stuff with this Rex guy and you didn't tell her already?
It's just you can't tell somebody that just before Christmas. I mean,
Yeah, of course you can. Haven't you heard Wham's song?
I missed Whamageddon this year, so.
Ugh. All right. Well, next year it's on.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to go get the AV4 prepped.
I don't know how long I'm going to be, so.
I'll have it prepped.
All right.
With the large bounty, you guys think it's better that I stay here, or should I roll?
I think it's better you stay here for right now, because obviously there's somebody that's there that recognizes you.
It's a red bitch, man.
Yeah. So Jill is like, fuck that. Isn't this supposed to be a team?
I love Jill. Jill's my favorite.
Like if like our super secret hideout gets found out, then he'll here all by himself.
How about I got swords, I got guns, I got sharp sticks, I got it taken care of.
Jill kind of has a point. Maybe you can just come and wait in the car.
That's fine. Yeah.
We could make you the gunner. You'd like that, wouldn't you? Slide the door open and you could have your big gun out at all times.
I'll fly anywhere with Jill. That's cool. Shotgun.
Let's do it then.
All right.
Make sure you got you've reloaded, haven't you?
Oh yeah.
Let's do it.
Well, you're still down the missiles at this point. You haven't had a chance to reload those, but you can reload your clips to your rifle, no problem.
I
or rifle and pistols.
How I fired off 3 last time, right?
Yes.
So I got 3 more left. I'm good. We're good.
All right, so I'm going to head in and follow Syntax. I'm going to lightly rap on the door and then, hey, can I come in? I brought you something.
This is going to be good.
So you hear currently in the background Rage Against the Machine. But you've known her. Yeah, I mean, you've known her for long enough to know that when Rage Against the Machine is on, she's in that angry busy mode. And it's especially angry busy mode because it's rally around the family pocket full of shells.
Oh, no.
She's definitely a bull on parade.
If you don't want to talk, I can just leave the food.
So she just turns around and looks at you. No, we should talk. And she just kind of turns the speaker down a little bit on the music. Not all the way, but down some.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'll cut right to the point. I wasn't trying to hide anything from you, but I got stuck in a situation that I couldn't talk myself out of the last time. I went to go help and see Rex with Hellcat, and something happened, and now here we're at. Or here we are.
And you did Hellcat things with this Rex person?
I mean, I wouldn't say they're exclusively Hellcat things. But yes,
I don't want to call them
things may
Meredith
have
things. Is that what you're getting at? You just want me to say, well, this is what my Meredith has kind of become, because that's how I'm kind of trying to disassociate myself with this. And it was working up to the point that you said these aren't exclusively Hellcat things.
I'm just saying biologically, it's not just a Hellcat thing. I'm thinking in medical terms.
That makes it so much worse.
Anatomically speaking.
So she
I
tries
just stand there and I clearly see that I put my foot in my mouth.
she tries to compose herself for a second. She goes, okay. Speaking medically, then did he make you bovine squeal?
Like,
Do you have to think about it?
I mean, that's irrelevant. I'm saying what happened, and it's in the past, and I didn't mean for it to happen, and I'm very sorry.
Oh, we lost Eric again.
Right when it was getting good.
She says, no, you don't understand. Now I have something to compare to, and I am horribly inadequate when it comes to someone like this Rex person, because I have seen what he did to Hellcat.
Yeah, but in the same breath, you aren't Rex, and you're not a snake, and you're not disgusting, and you're not a creep. So I don't think you need to compare yourself to Rex in any manner.
So go ahead and roll your empathy, and I don't know if it would be fast talk. Let me double check real quick.
Human perception?
New. Where are they? There we go. Trying to find character sheets. I was like, hey, I can't find them.
I just suggested that one because it's the only one I have points on.
So it's definitely empathy, and it would be. Well, I mean, you could do seduction, but you don't have points in that one. Human perception would really only allow you to see like how angry she is. I mean, you could use leadership.
I don't want to use that then.
You could use leadership. That would be an appropriate skill, but you don't have anything in that.
Yeah.
You could even try and perform and act your way out of it, but same thing. So really what it's going to come down to then is just an empathy and a D10 roll, and you could put luck points to it if you
I'm going to add 4 points of luck to this.
Oh, yeah, alrighty.
This is kind of an important... No, I'm gonna do 3. I'm going to do 3.
Okay.
Please, not a 1. I got a 10.
Oh, okay, roll the 10 again.
Okay.
It explodes.
It explodes.
And a 7.
Ooh.
So
Nice.
And 17 plus 9 is 26, plus 3 is 29.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's an ungodly roll. Good job.
Yay.
So she purses her lips, and she's still upset, but maybe the whole forgiveness that you gave her a while back is rolling in like in the back of her head, and she's trying maybe not to be such a bitch about it, and what you said probably did make some sense to her, so she's really just mulling it over. She's really torn. She is clearly upset about not knowing and Rex being involved and whatnot.
Bat your eyelashes one more time at her with that roll. You've got her.
And she's like, fine. I don't like it, but fine. Just don't keep this from me. Please?
I won't keep anything from you in the future, and I'm so sorry. I just wanted to tell you at a better time, and it didn't...
Was right after my gift.
Oh.
She's like, oh, it's okay, I guess. I mean, we're fine, right? You're not like suddenly going to wind up, in his arms on a romance novel cover or something.
Absolutely not.
And there's no gifts from him under the Christmas tree or anything. Okay.
No.
Sorry,
Other than-
I'm just being super insecure at this point.
He celebrates Kwanzaa.
Yeah.
He doesn't celebrate Christmas, so don't worry about the Christmas presents.
How do you know he's not Jewish? She could get
It-
eight
either
8 days
that
of
or-
gifts.
I know, right?
Don't. But we're
So yeah,
we're okay.
We're fine. The only reason I'm going to see Rex or would continue to have any dialogue with this person is for Locke, because clearly there's not much else we can do at this point. We have
For-
to figure out
For Locke?
to figure out who rolled on Locke.
Okay.
And this is Mac's neighbor, so it just in the spirit.
Why
of
do you have to be so
diplomacy,
reasonable?
I'm thinking about you and your seat.
I
Because
know.
if they come after Locke, they come after all of us, including you.
I
And
know. That makes sense.
We're all toast.
All right. Damn it, I want to kiss before you go.
Okay. I'll run up and give her a hug and a kiss.
Okay. Well,
And I'll
as
get myself ready.
you do that, she quickly like deepens the kiss, like makes it like a full on like passionate, like, you know, it's obviously partly needy because, you know, she's insecure right now.
It's okay.
but yeah.
It's okay. Don't worry. It's okay. We're okay. It'll all be
Okay. Okay. And don't let him do the doctor thing with you from Spies Like Us. I don't know why I thought of that, but
You have my word.
I could see him doing that.
Where's your picture, Locke?
Oh man, I was off the phone, man.
So you go and get ready. Everybody else is, you know, geared up and ready to go at this point. Are you gonna just let Jill take you guys there by the AV4?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm not going to say anything as I get in the AV4 and just kind of slink down and sit down, plop my bag down next to me, and
Okay.
ready.
Uh-oh. Is that Mansfield again? You'll have you have to take it over a little bit more because I can't see it.
Oh, sorry.
Tilt it like that.
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Mansfield. So everybody gets loaded into the AV4, and you end up seeing some a headset tossed to Locke because she called shotgun, or he called shotgun.
Solid.
And Jill's like, "Throw this on, Goose."
Jeez.
Roger that, Maverick.
Yeah.
So she
Ghost Rider. I'll call it Ghost Rider, man.
Okay, Ghost Rider. so she,
Cool.
yep. So she puts on her goggles and starts, you know, throwing everything into gear, and the AV4 is lifting off. And right now they're still having to work on the roof. Obviously, that hasn't been fixed yet. She's backing it up and out of the building, and then lifting off into the air. And as soon as you hear the main turbines kick on and throw you guys up vertically, you end up hearing "Highway to the Danger Zone" kick on.
I knew it.
And she does like almost a hard left spin, which sends everybody in one direction really hard, and just bolts it, guns that AV4 as fast as it's going to go. From that immediate, like almost stop motion, just flying out, and the music going. She actually flies through some of the well, not like directly through, but flies low and through some of the buildings into like a barrel roll with the AV4,
Because we were inverted.
Yes, exactly. Which is impressive given the fact that the engines are on the bottom. So it's
Jill's a
all
badass.
so it's almost it's almost like a helicopter doing a barrel roll, which technically can happen.
Yep.
Jill doesn't get any more soda going forward.
At this
juiced up.
point, Mac is probably has his fingerprints in any place that he can hold on to, as you hear him making spiritual references to everything that the Apache hold dear.
He just starts speaking another language at this point.
Yeah.
The best way to interpret it, even though you don't understand what he's saying, is just Max praying to God. He's praying to God. As she hits it, does her barrel roll, and I mean, within 15 minutes tops, you guys are on that end of town. Like, she just gunned it that hard, and flew like right past, over open terrain and whatnot. Thankfully, where you guys are positioned, because it's on the outskirts of not Knight's Edge, but Razor's Edge.
Knight's Call? Oh, where we are.
Yeah. So you guys don't even fly through their territory. So where you guys go through is all like open. You don't have really too much to worry about unless you buzz a helicopter, a cop in a helicopter or another AV or something like that. But you guys go flying, way, up to where they're set up, out in Tullison, and come down in they don't really have like a landing pad, but they have a section of the parking lot painted off for people to land. Most people come here in wheeled vehicles of some kind, not hover, obviously, but they do have a section of it sectioned off, and several people come running out there real quick because she bolted up like a bat out of hell. So it alarmed them, and she brings it right. She starts bringing it down. She's like, "All right, thank you for flying Jillian Airlines. We are now touching down. Please return your trays to the upright position and remove your oxygen masks."
Yeah, you need to install those.
If you drive like that again, Jill, you're really gonna need to install some puke bags, because this is not the business. We're not evading anything.
We're always evading something, Meredith. For real, right? Like you had somebody after you, and Locke's got somebody after him now, so technically we are evading people, right?
We don't evade by drawing attention, though.
Oh, I didn't draw attention.
Okay.
I was too far below the deck.
Okay.
Yeah, I went ahead and I
But puke bags, good idea.
I rolled my body and my endurance, and I rolled a 4, but my body's a 9 and my endurance is a 5. But I'm barely holding on, I would assume.
Okay, no, you're good. A little shocked at because you're used to being on the ground. So
that's why I went ahead and I rolled it myself. Yeah. But I was like, okay,
that's fine.
Good, I rolled a 4.
But no, you. You're still good, but you're still shocked. Again, flying really isn't your thing, and you just basically took Top Gun, to the next level, sort of thing. But you touch down. There's like 10. There's 10 people out here, real quick. They've got weapons drawn, but they, when they see that nobody's like attacking or anything, they just let you guys land. Side doors, swing open.
I get out and I literally kiss the ground.
Okay. All right.
You guys be careful. I'll have my comms on me, but I'm gonna hang out here with
That's probably a great idea.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna fix my jacket because I'm
wearing a corset underneath. Oh.
Yeah.
You poor derv.
No, it's just I got maladjusted in the barrel roll, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna put down my bag and kind of fix myself and
Okay.
Walk up to whatever guard comes up to us first, and we're here to see Rex. This is Meredith.
Yeah, and they're. You guys already know what they look like. They're all Gothic industrial design by dress and whatnot, but I mean, they recognize you guys from the last time you were here, which is only a couple days ago. And so the guy who looked like was probably the leader, or at least carried some significance, just motions to the two of you to follow them, and they kind of fall in line. Three of them staying there at the van to keep an eye on it. So Jill turns to Locke and she says, "All right, Animal Mother, you're on the guns. Anyone that moves is VC. Anyone that doesn't move is well trained VC."
I'm gonna smoke them all, man.
Wow. All right. Well,
But you come walking back to, at this point, not the barracks where you guys had met before. This time you're actually in the, at least initially, in the marketplace that they've got set up here. And Rex just happens to be going through some stuff, going through some textiles and shit that other vendors have, and just kind of basically doing some shopping when the guys bring him up. And then he looks to the two of you and he says, "Oh, so we have you to thank for that buzz by, that flyby."
Yeah, sorry, it won't happen again. New employee.
Very well. So do we have an understanding, or?
What's this understanding? We gave you information that somebody may not be loyal to you, so what do you want from me? I can offer you medical assistance, but I'm afraid that what happened with Hellcat the other day, I would prefer not to happen again.
Very well. Then I don't think we have an agreement. I'm sorry you flew all this way out for nothing.
Is there anything else we can agree to?
How much money do you have?
I don't have any money, but I have a particular set of skills.
She's pulling the take-in card. So go ahead and roll your empathy and persuasion fast talk.
I'm going to add 2 luck points to this one, too.
Okay.
I'm not lying. I got a 10 on that.
Go ahead and roll again.
Yay!
Dang, you're getting good rolls, man.
Holy shit, I got a 9.
Nice.
Okay,
Damn.
that's just 19 with your rolls alone. Holy crap.
so 20, 30 total.
Wow.
Damn.
Nice. Okay.
She's walking on water right now.
Yeah. Makes
He's
up
like,
for all
this
my
can just
shitty
raise
rolls
it above the ground.
I
in
know,
the other
right?
games.
You will accept me for my standard set of skills.
So you have me at a bit of a loss. It sounds appealing. However, I don't have any use at this point for a med tech. Unless, of course, you have the capability of pharmaceutical skills.
What type of pharmaceutical skills are you looking for?
Designer drugs.
Out of character, I have a 6 in pharmaceuticals. Is that something that I could whip up?
You absolutely could.
That could be arranged, actually. So if that's more your speed, you can maybe talk to Hellcat about keeping her on retainer for some of the other things you need, but I could be your Dr. Feelgood.
It's a wrong choice of words, babe.
What? You need to listen to
She's going to be his
Dr.
Frankenstein.
Roxo.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you come up with something, and I will have somebody sample that. And if it is to our liking, if it is something that we could use, then perhaps we could do continued business. However, if for some reason I provide this information to you and you screw the pooch, or if it isn't up to our standards, then you will owe me. And it will be whatever I want.
Fair enough. I accept those terms.
All right. It will take some time for me to conduct my investigation. And I will let you know as soon as I find out if there is indeed a snitch in our midst.
Well, it sounds like there is a snitch in your midst. You just need to figure out who it is. But that should give me ample time to start cooking.
It should. So I look forward to hearing from you again.
Likewise.
This whole conversation, I've just been standing off to the side.
Yep, good old Meredith has just become a drug runner.
Shake on it.
Okay. She's not Escobar, she's Escobara. La Escobar. All right, so then he shakes on it and continues his shopping.
All right.
I really hate that guy. I'm talking, just talking directly to Matt, like out of earshot.
Yeah, make sure we're out of earshot of everybody else, and I kind of, you and me both. But I think, unfortunately, there's some aspects with him that we unfortunately need to deal with.
Yeah. I think this is the lesser of the evils at this time, provided that I can whip something up. I've never made drugs before, so...
You can do it. I know you've got the skills.
I think I tasted cinnamon and nutmeg.
and just between you and me, when he made mention that he didn't have a need for a med tech, I really wish I would have had my sidearm and I would have given him a need for a med tech.
You and me both.
At this point, we're definitely paying attention to make sure there is nobody that can hear what we're saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if there is anybody walking anywhere remotely close, we stop talking and talk about picking up McDonald's or something on the way home or something.
Oh,
like that. Yeah.
All right.
Keeping Jill off the soda.
Or whatever the case may be. Yeah. Yeah. But all right, we get back to the inadvertent Top Gun.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean they're just at this point, Jill and Locke are just waiting. It's nothing, super important is going on or scary or anything of that nature, so.
Right. Oh boy. All right, well I guess let's head back.
Rex is gonna look into his numbers to see who sold you out, Locke. So thumbs up for you. And us.
Appreciated.
And keep your foot off that blasted flange.
So there we go. I just went ahead and gifted a subscriber membership to Meredith because she had a lot of shit to deal with.
Oh, awesome.
Wow.
Thank you.
Nice.
She had what?
She had a lot of shit to go through.
Oh, hey.
So there you go.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
So now, curious question: what does that entail? I'm not familiar.
When you have like if you have Twitch Prime or if you subscribe directly, then it allows you to. There's like certain emotes that you can do in the chat. It comes up with a little icon next to your name. Like if you look at Brittany's name, she has like a 1 right next to it, but that will eventually change. The more she subscribes, and there's some other knickknacks and whatnot that come with it.
No, okay.
Cool.
Party on.
That and whenever there's a subscriber or something, it throws up on the chat. So I wanted Locke to hear that Samo flange. So anytime we get a subscriber, you end up getting that. Keep your foot off that blasted Samo flange.
It's the best, man.
In fact, go ahead and bring that on there, and let's transition so you see the blocks. There we go. Maximum Samo flange. To subscribe,
That's
it's
awesome.
only $4.99. Or if you have Twitch Prime, you can do it for free. Twitch Prime allows you to, or not Twitch Prime, but Amazon Prime gives you a one free subscription to anywhere on Twitch that you like, so you can give it to friends if they run a channel, or you could subscribe to another channel that's on there. So it's all good.
Right on. I didn't know that.
Yep. And I think you actually get access to all the Lost Tribe. We have 3 emotes. So we've got one for Cyberpunk. We've got one for Militech, which is a cyberpunk organization, and also got one for Vampire. So it's the Book of Nod symbol.
Nice.
Kind of post those in the chat. So there we go. I figured I'd be nice. Kick that out there.
That's awesome.
Groovy.
So you guys climb back into the hover van at this point, and the guys watch you start to leave, and Jill banks a hard right at this point, and then guns it again, but does a barrel roll. There are no puke bags installed as of yet, so she's wanting to be cognizant of that.
Mm-hmm.
And as you guys are flying,
You make me puke. I'm puking in your general direction, Jill.
damn. All right, so as you guys are flying back, you end up seeing one of the police helicopters flying by that just kind of monitors everything. She blows right past him, just fast enough that there's a bit of a wake.
Oh, wow.
So the police helicopter turns around and starts, following after, and you can hear them on the radio, trying to communicate that, they need to cease and desist and land, for whatever reason. Basically, they're going to get buzzed by the police and investigated, and they start giving chase, and she ends up like ducking down hard, in sort of almost a braking motion, killing the engines to an extent so the vehicle falls fast, guns it so she gets really close to the ground, and pulls up under one of the overpasses that's near the I-10, I-17, 101 split. So she ducks under there, helicopter flies over, and then she, pulls up and then guns it, in a eastern direction to, get past him. And he's still going down like the 17th at this point, like completely oblivious to where she went. She just totally burned him, for piloting. She
Right on,
pulls it
man.
back up and comes around. She's like, "Whew, the fuzz almost got us."
Uh,
I'm gonna give her a high five. Good job.
Okay, so she high fives back. Yeah.
yeah, I'm mirroring like Max disdain for this vehicle right now, and just get us back.
Tactical face palms.
Yep. It's a tactical face palm. Exactly. There we go. Oh, that's cool. One of my icons changed. I am now a sub gifter. So I have a little purple present next to Lost Tribes gaming name. That's cool.
Oh, that's awesome. As opposed to a Dom gifter.
I see what you did there. So you guys get back to the hideout without a problem. You know, she brings it in because there's obviously no retracting roof, so she has to be careful. And she brings it in very nice and neat. Brings it to a complete stop, hangs up her, her goggles and everything. Getting out of the seat, she's like, easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Says you.
Yeah.
It says the proof, and she's like points down at the van. She's like, not a scratch.
Yeah, only internal wounds as I'm holding my stomach.
Oh, come on. I just helped you make room for dinner. See, Locke appreciated it.
Sure did, man.
See, Locke, you will never be Scooter to me.
As long as there's one, that's all that matters.
I'm gonna go ahead and just and get out of the AV and walk into the main part of the house and throw down my bag and just kind of and kick off my shoes and just. Is there any soda? Because
there's still plenty of soda.
Yes.
we need to hide this from Joe. I'm gonna go find Sin.
Okay.
I was going to do the same thing while she was like stashing the soda. So while she was doing that, I wanted to go and find Syntax before Meredith.
She has a queue.
Okay.
No, I did.
Meredith, are you actually trying to hide soda, or was that just a comment of like we need to hide it?
I'm gonna hide all but 1 2-liter, so that maybe we can ration it out to her.
Okay.
That's what my thought is that I'm gonna hide the rest of them, and then just leave one out that she can sip from, but she's not gonna be allowed to have 4 2 liters in a day again.
Gotcha.
So while she's doing that.
Okay. So, I mean, Syntax is in the computer room at this point. She's just going over more details and doing some menial work. She's got some side tasks that she does for herself for money generation and whatnot.
And I just go in there and I say, I want you to know that was nothing from me initially.
But
that was from that end.
That end what?
From Rex.
Oh.
Of what he was insinuating.
Okay.
But I want you to know that Rusty was above and beyond. And she performed wonderful. And this is not in any way illicit. She handled business. She honored you and herself.
Okay. Thank you, Mac. I wasn't expecting to have that conversation, but thank you.
Because I saw that there was some conflict there, and I just wanted to let you know that.
Aww.
Okay. But we're still calling her Meredith, right? 'Cause that's what I thought her fake ID was.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. However, that was my point. I wanted to make sure that the one we know, who she really is who she acted as, whether or not the name was different.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mac. I appreciate your candor and your honesty.
And I walk back out.
Okay.
Did you hide those sodas? I'd probably pass her in the hall.
All but one.
Good. I'm gonna have some of it.
Okay. Well, the rest is in the. It's in the bottom shelf where the pots and pans are, but hidden. I have some things in front of it in case you need the rest. But I'm just letting you know. Please don't tell Jill.
I won't. I'll drink some of the 2-liter now.
Okay.
I wholeheartedly agree that she needs to be curbed on that.
Okay. Is she okay? Looking in.
Yeah, she was just working on the computer. I just went in there and said we just got back. We're fine.
Okay. I'll be out in a second just to catch everybody up with what I've agreed to, and but I'll be just a minute. I just want to check in.
Groovy.
So I'm gonna rap on the door. Hey, busy?
Not in particular, just keeping some ends tidied, I guess. I'm just keeping up to date. Did you know Mac came in to see me?
Yeah, I passed him in the hallway. He said that he was just letting you know that he got back. I would have come in first, but Jill pulled some questionable maneuvers. I mean, skilled, but questionable maneuvers with the AV4. And I think we need to cut down on her caffeine because she's really giving me concern. And I'm going to have to take a motion sickness pill the next time I go out with her. That's ridiculous.
Okay. You understand that's not coming from the caffeine, right?
I don't think the caffeine is helping.
She's an adrenaline junkie. So we're not letting her get out enough.
Should we build her like a hamster wheel? I don't know what else I can do.
No, I don't think Dane would like that. Hellcat might find it humorous, but I don't think Dane would like that. We need to involve her more. That might help. I mean, I think. I mean, you're the doctor, right? But I think she needs that adrenaline dump more, despite what Dane might think, and that might help curb the caffeine.
Well, I'm really just whatever you think might work. Just from what I've seen, I don't know what else to help her do. I mean, involving her more, wouldn't that necessarily just raise her threshold?
I don't know. It's the one thing we haven't really tried, though.
Okay. Well, regardless, I'm hiding the soda for a little while.
Okay, so I'm going to keep my door locked.
Yeah.
Just as a heads up, because I don't want to deal with a grumpy Jill.
Yeah. So I met with Rex. Nothing happened.
Max kind of told me.
Oh, he did?
He made it a point to come in and tell me that, quote unquote, Rusty was honorable and like I guess I kind of took that you didn't do me wrong or something along those lines.
Oh, such a nice guy. We should do something nice for him. No sugar though.
Wait, he has a sugar problem too?
Oh my goodness.
He said, "Hey, oh my goodness."
That's another discussion. But so I was able to stay, protect my dignity when I was meeting with Rex. However,
Hmm.
I did make a deal, and I found it to be the lesser of the evils. But I gotta cook him up some pills, some pharmaceuticals.
Oh shit. Um, we don't exactly have the things for a drug lab here, and that creates other complications. I mean, it's not that we can't get it, obviously, but we don't really have that here. Ugh.
So problem is, if I don't come up with what I need, I will owe him, and I think we can both assume what that's probably going to entail.
Right. Okay.
Which still, I mean, it's not like anybody's getting killed, and this is kind of a life or death thing, at least with finding out who rolled on Locke. So, but we do have a few days to figure out what we want to do, but that's what the deal is.
Okay. We should definitely speak to Hellcat about that then. I think she has some expertise there.
Yeah, and
But we're going to need the medical equipment to do that.
yeah. We can ask Deep Pockets Locke to see if he can throw anything our way, I guess.
Okay.
Since it is on his behalf, he might be willing
Right.
to
Yeah,
help
that's fair.
the bill for some of this. So
That's fair.
I'll put together a list of items that I think we'll need, and if you can just help figure out what kind of a price this is gonna put us out, I can come to him about that.
All right. Okay. Yeah. No, I mean, I guess you should probably talk to him about that, but I'll start running some checks and see what I can find, on like the black market. So that way we're not, above the board, because we don't want to be above the board on something like this. I mean, that's going to cause all kinds of problems, especially with the reputation the group is starting to get.
Yeah.
So, I'll see what I can find privately and give you some, like a rundown of what we can get, what it's going to cost.
Okay. I mean, at the very least, if I have to make one batch of something, I figure maybe that won't be horrible. And if I can sell the recipe to Rex, maybe that'll get him off of our back. I guess.
Yeah, if it's good.
I guess it depends on what kind of information he gets out of his people about who sold out Scooter.
Yes. So,
Can I hear her from where I'm at?
No, they're in the computer room.
All right.
Damn them!
All right, I'll go talk to Locke about the arrangement.
Okay.
And Jill.
Do you mind if we take a break real quick?
I was just
Not
gonna
at
ask
all.
the same thing.
Yeah, not at all.
Cool.
So, 10 minutes or so? Is that
Yeah,
good?
that's fine.
All right,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So, all right, everybody, thank you all for watching. We will be back in just a few. Give us about 10 minutes or so, and enjoy the tunes in the meantime.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Mizzy.
It's okay.
All right, and we are back. Oops. I keep tripping on my fan that I've got here. Ugh. No bueno. Making sure everything's good. Everything's good. Cool. All right. So now that we are back, so for those of you who were with us through the break, we are the group has just discussed the potential for coming up with designer drugs. Dun dun dun. A very cyberpunkish thing to do. However, it produces a moral quandary given the fact that the team so far has been very white knightish, very magnanimous across the board. So now are they going to contribute to the problem? We don't have an alignment system, so that's totally possible.
Yeah.
Because
call me Walter White.
there you go. Because fuck alignments.
Yeah. It's gray Jedi's all the way, man.
Oh,
We're
great
neutral.
Jedi.
We're neutral evil. We work for ourselves, and if it so happens we benefit others, then so be it.
I can deal with it.
If not, kill them all.
Yeah.
Let God sort them out.
Right. But
speaking of aliens, I don't know if anybody has had the chance to watch the new Doom Annihilation, which apparently was a direct-to-DVD movie.
Imagine that.
They apparently, in many instances, which I didn't realize this at first until I went to watch somebody's review of it, because I was over at Eric's house, Eric and Missy's house, over the past holiday, and we threw it on Netflix. And there are several shots, almost shot for shot, that they swiped in the new Doom movie from Aliens.
What?
Including the joke.
I didn't catch that.
Me neither, man.
So if you take a look, the way the guy broke it down, he's like, okay, so the Marine outfits look similar.
Yeah.
Right. There was the witty banter scene with them coming out of hypersleep.
Yep.
At the table. There was the Chavez character.
Oh shit!
Which the dialogue was different, but it was very similar. It was her trying to, or whatever. Yeah, or Vasquez. There we go. Yeah, that it was her trying to establish her womanhood in front of a bunch of men, sort of thing. There is the shot with the doctor exiting out of the room, and that lead Marine coming up and pounding on the door and telling him to get let him out. Why not? So yeah, I watched it and I was like, oh, that's a bummer. It actually wasn't. It wasn't too bad as far as the movie was concerned. Most of their budget was tied up in their scene going to hell. But anyways,
yeah, that last 10 minutes was probably the best part of the whole movie, and that you could tell that's where they spent their money at.
Yep. Alrighty.
I just watched The Rise of Skywalker again today, so
I still haven't seen it. I'm very bad, but that's okay. I've had other priorities. So
the Force is not with you. I'm sorry.
Not right now, but you know what? I don't give a damn. I've dedicated a lot to Star Wars fandom in the past, several years, and I'm okay with taking my foot off the pedal a little bit and making sure some other things are priority. Mainly, for example, everything we're doing here on Lost Tribes Gaming, which has taken up a lot of that time, and I'm totally okay with that shit.
Yeah, man.
All right, so now that we are back, so what is everybody wanting to do at this point? Now that you have kind of had a conversation about potential drug or drug creation, anything anybody looking to look up? Thank you, Brittany. Big hearts. And if you sub for another month, Brittany, your little 1 number that's next to your name is going to change, and you're going to have a 3 next to it, just like we see here on mine, Lost Tribes Gaming, because that's big and important.
Ooh.
Twitch actually allows you to make those things, those little numbers and everything. I actually made that, and I put those the little emotes that they've got there. I put those together too.
Nice.
You so fancy.
Yeah, I'm ghetto spectacular.
Yeah.
If I've given everybody their rundown of what the deal is, and kind of let Locke know that, hey, we might need some financial assistance with this TBD. I'm just gonna hang back.
That combat sense trait where I get that ass ton of money. Does that reset every month, or how does that work?
Combat Sense doesn't give you money every month. Combat Sense is that was for your starting funds when your character's first created.
Okay.
And that's because that's the special skill for your particular character, which was similar for everybody else. Like your specific skill helped drive what your funds were starting off.
Gotcha.
So in this sense, it's whatever you make here on out. But Combat Sense is good because it helps with a lot of different things that happen in combat specifically for you because you're a solo.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like Han. Spoiler alert, he's still dead.
How much to Meredith? How much are we looking total to get you up and cooking?
I don't know yet. I gave a rough list of supplies to Sin, and she's checking what this might cost, because obviously we can't buy this kind of stuff from a lab supply company and not raise any eyebrows. So most of this is going to have to come black market, and as soon as she can give me some figures, I'll let you know. I'm not saying that you have to personally be responsible for every cent of what this is, but just putting it out there. If I'm going to be
No,
making drugs,
you're
I need some
absolutely
help to,
right. You don't have to explain any of that to me. I'll take care of my part for as much as I can. Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm trying to see how much money I have left. 'Cause I know I spent a lot on that medical equipment,
Mm-hmm.
and then my starting gear. Do we have any other expenses besides those?
No.
'Cause I think I kicked in 1,300 towards.
Well, the only other expenses you had was the cleaning up of this place.
Okay.
But that much I do know is already taken care of.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess we'll wait to hear from Sin on the totals, I guess, and then we can go from there. But I'll absolutely earn my keep.
Okay. Sounds good.
And I appreciate you and everything that you do.
If you can, hey, you know what I might need you to do? I can't really give this stuff to like Jill or Hellcat, but if you want to take a test run on my first samples.
Yeah. Oh, so now I'm the cokehead?
I'm just saying in case. Okay, never mind. Just whatever. Okay.
I'll run it. Just don't bring any of those Harley Quinn chicks here. You can go stick me in that long ass basement down there. Let me be for a while.
Oh yeah, and if they're gonna send you on a trip, then yeah, that'd be the great place to go. We'd never
Alone in a
have.
basement.
At least it's contained, man.
You're gonna find Locke down there just tripping out about the door that leads to like that small little alley. It's a door that leads to a dark alley.
I think it's a dimension to hell.
Yeah, I know exactly.
This door, man.
Either that or he's gonna be freaking out. He's gonna have a bad trip, and he's gonna be like,
Either way, who knows? Let's take our chances.
right.
So Syntax comes back. She comes walking in, and she looks at Meredith, and she says, "Okay, hun, it looks like I can probably get most of what we need since we don't need a big setup. Just the beakers, the burners, and something to cook everything in, and possibly even like a centrifuge. We could probably get away with this for about 5,000."
Okay.
Oh, whew, okay.
I mean that's not too terribly bad. I mean, if we were trying to go full lab setup, obviously it'd be a lot more, but you're just trying to do it for this one run.
Yeah. Locke,
Now-
what do you got?
Now that's not including product. I don't know what it is chemically you're going to try to put together. I mean, that's obviously a separate expense.
Yeah.
According to my math here, I've got about 40, 42.
You guys, like everybody froze. How much do you have?
4,000.
4,000. Let me run my numbers because I believe I could cover the rest of that.
Okay. That's it then. I'm tapped after that, but I will give you everything I have.
I can contribute a couple hundred when it comes down to buying whatever.
It's one of those things I know we always turn to the DA for this stuff, man, but I think he's going to get tired of our shit after a while.
I don't think this is the case that we could legitimately.
Yeah, be like, hey, man, we're gonna go ahead and make some of that blue, man. You know what I'm talking about?
He's like, what? You're gonna make Viagra?
Yeah, Viagra.
Viagra. All right. So after face and everything, I have $2,755 left over, so I can kick in that.
We've got a drug business.
Congratulations.
There you go. Now you got. Now you're going to have to find out, what are you going to do? How are you going to target this? And what specifically are you going to do to try and, like, what are you aiming for? Like, what's the end goal? Are you just trying to find somebody? Are you just trying to get high? I mean, that's not terribly hard. Are you trying to get some sort of added benefit from it? That might be a little bit more difficult, but would make the drug significantly more attractive.
Rex is going to want something more from it. So if it's something that is going to be that I'm going to be able to knock out a batch and possibly sell the recipe, he's going to want something more. Ideas, fellas?
Was he specific on what kind of effect he was wanting from this drug?
He wasn't. He wasn't, and this wasn't something I necessarily wanted to offer, so I have never made illicit drugs before.
I think in this case, specificity is important. So I would think maybe a call is in order to get some parameters, maybe, because this is riding on you having to shebangy bang if it falls apart. So it behoove us to get it right the first time.
It was a
Um,
I'll send a text to Rex, and I'm not calling him. Number one, but in the text I'm going to say, so is there anything you in your dreams other than, and then parentheses, other than ladies?
Mhm.
If you catch my drift? Question mark.
Blinky eye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wink, wink. So there's a text back. Surprised me.
Oh. This guy's an asshole.
okay, so his business is running stuff, right? Primarily.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are known for well, not smuggling, but they're I mean, you can get drugs from them. You can, either sell or buy from them.
Right.
They definitely are involved in the dealing. Primarily, however, they're known for being like the party bunch of the group, of all the gangs in the area. And as such, they kind of hold a position of, I don't want to say neutrality, but they are the gang that no one really fucks with because everybody has members that are cool with them.
Right.
So they do a pretty good job of at least keeping themselves out of problems. The other thing that they're known for is hardware. So you can also hit them up for cybernetics or other odds and ends, sometimes even weaponry.
So, because I'm not, is there anything that that's out there that allows you to interface better with cybernetics that would enhance your? I don't know. That's something fairly easy, or even something that.
Oh, so there you go. So Brittany's trying to offer suggestions in the chat. Is there a hole in the market somewhere? Something that's not already a drug for? So let's go down the common ones. There's actually several of them by the book. So there's synth coke, which is like a second generation synthetic replacement to cocaine. Like the original, side effects are nasty, paranoia, psychological addiction. But it's there primarily just to get you high. There's the stim, which will increase your endurance, allowing the user to stay alert for longer periods. Side effect are mental delusions. There's Syncomp. Syncomp is a broad-spectrum poison antidote used to treat nerve and biotoxins, and your reflex is reduced by 1 point per dose. Speed Heal. Speed Heal is designed to enhance the natural healing progression. Side effects are reduced reflexes for a period of 1 week after use. The Boost. Boost increases your intelligence by a little bit for several hours. A Boost addict has gained full tolerance, or when you've gained full tolerance, you don't get anything from the intelligence increase. And you have to have more Boost within 12 hours or reduced to screaming fits and hallucinations.
Dang.
There's Blue Glass. Blue Glass was originally developed as a biological weapon. Under stress, you will have a 1 in 3 chance of flashing out, reducing you to to staring blankly at pretty colors in your mind. And your intelligence is actually reduced by 1 point per dose.
Permanently?
Yes.
Oh.
There's Smash, which you guys have already encountered. Smash is 2020's answer to alcohol. It's yellow, foamy, and comes in cans. It makes you loose, happy, and ready to party. The downside is when it wears off, its psychological addiction component makes you suicidal. If you fail your addiction save, you sink into a total catatonia, feebly mumbling ball of pain, a right target for some booster gang looking for spare change. There's Dorf, which is like a pain negation. Designed as a combat drug and painkiller, endorphins reduces pain and stress effects. Dorf allows you to reduce the effects of stun or shock. Dorf also has nasty cost and nervous system damage. Each time you use Dorf, roll an additional d10. On a 1, you have lost 1 point of reflex permanently.
Oh, man.
Black Lace, which is probably one of the most popular and potent drugs that's out there. A high-powered version of Dorf, which imparts euphoria, adrenaline rush, and invulnerability to pain. Your CL is raised by 2, and so basically it's like as far as what you can take. And you're resistant to stun or shock effects. Lace is deadly. Lace users become fearless, cold-blooded killing machines. Exactly what its military designers were looking for. And if you fail an addiction save, roll an additional 1d6 and subtract the result from your empathy stat.
Oh, man.
Treat the results as if suffering from cyberpsychosis. If you go over the line, too bad, roll up another character. That is what it says by the book.
So, looking at that, man, there seems to be a big old hole for like MDMA, especially since they said they're like the party guys.
Feel good.
Well, I mean, there's still the standard drugs that are out there too.
Yeah.
So date rape drugs and whatnot. I mean, that shit's all out there available too. Those are the more common ones that are appropriate to cyberpunk, and the ones that are more frequently in use. So what you're ultimately going to be looking for, as bad as it sounds, is you're going to be looking for something that stands out from the crowd.
I got it.
About something,
Holly Molly.
And what exactly is Poly Molly?
It's Super Molly. It's many Mollies.
So like ecstasy?
Yeah, that's the same shit.
Just a higher derivative than your standard amphetamine or opiate-based feel-good stuff. Make you feel all tingly and everything all over.
What about super mushrooms?
Something that's hallucination?
Yeah.
I mean,
as long as you can instance a good trip, then
Yeah, and I like your polymolly idea. What about something that's like a super boost?
A boost to what?
No, like boost, but for people who are addicted to boost, since they don't get they don't reap the benefit, is something that'll put them over the edge one last time.
Oh shit! Like a end all, like a Plan B drug?
Not like a suicidal drug, but something that will, enjoy that high for one last time.
Like it extend. We can call it extends.
Yeah,
let me come up with the names. I'm good with this shit.
Extends is already actually out on the market right now, and that's not what that's for.
Yeah, that was supposed to be
kind of like
a drug for male growth.
And we're not talking this.
Right.
I like your idea though, to take whatever high you're already getting and then to multiply it.
Right.
Maybe something that would interact with most drugs, because a lot of these are your amp up, your everything else like that. Whether it's an adrenaline, it's a this or that or the other. Just something to, without having to take more of that really debilitating drug, something to maybe just
Cut your tolerance.
or cut your tolerance, maybe, or
Like
even
like a pregame.
yeah, maybe cut your recovery time or something like that. So something that's almost like a,
So you're looking to increase your healing rate.
yeah, quite possibly.
Okay.
Something that may induce your body's healing to recover from any type of, chemical induced whatever. You've got this downtime that you typically have, even on this stuff for, yeah, or she just put on, we just said, or make him an antidote to one of those drugs, something like that, to where it may, how, I can't remember what it's called, but how they, because of the heroin addiction, like in real time, they've got that special shot that helps bring somebody back out of it,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like Narcan.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, remember, they're not looking
They're
so
not
much
looking for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, something that would help them recover longer or quicker would be something that they would definitely be interested in, because if I can drink all night and not be hung over, so to speak.
That's what we need to market it as. Like,
yes.
we're all the benefits, none of the cons.
Right.
Well, that's going to be a problematic, because so here's how it happened, or here's how there was a system for building your own drug. Mm-hmm. Basically, the effect what you're aiming for is what drives the initial difficulty.
Right.
And it can go from a strength of 1 through 3, which that also acts as the multiplier. Now, if you are good enough to do it without any sort of flaw, like a side effect, then kudos. But I can guarantee you she's not good enough to do that. Right. So what you end up having to do is add side effects to it to bring the difficulty back down based upon what you're trying to do. So, for example, if you're trying to increase the healing rate 1 point per point of strength, right? So initially it would start off at so a 1. That would start off as a difficulty of 15 initially. If you were wanting to do 3 per point of strength, so basically 1 point per point of strength, so 3 basically at that point healing points per round, which is huge. That would be 15 times 3.
Oh,
so
wow.
she would effectively need to roll on her roll a 45.
Correct. So, but then to bring it back down, you can add side effects. So, example, maybe it causes hallucinations. So that would be -5.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it potentially causes death. That's -15. Maybe it causes a physiological addiction. Well, that would be 10.
What about, is there one for makes you thirsty?
No.
Shit.
I'm just wondering, could you?
You could. It gives you a chance to make you sterile. That'd be 8.
I mean, I'm not taking these drugs, so I don't care.
That would actually be something that would be closely related to that or something that after so many uses, right,
mm-hmm.
would decrease your natural healing because you've compromised it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's a very viable thing, because as I'm, enhancing my healing, my body isn't used to that overdrive of healing, so it suffers. And a one-time shot isn't going to do anything,
mm-hmm.
But as you do it more and more, after 5 times of usage or something like, or 10 times of usage or whatever the case may be, that your recovery, or what would it fall on, your body or something along those lines, drops by 1 permanently.
So something like that, I would make it a 10 point. It's similar to physiological addiction.
Mm-hmm. And at that point, you would definitely have to continually use it, or if you used it more or something along those lines. But yeah. But there could be multiple side effects because, like, hey, you know what? There's
Hey, drugs are bad. So.
Oh yeah.
Yes, drugs are bad. But bottom line, if you're going to do something that's going to wow Rex, you're going to have to go big or go home.
Right.
So here's some of the things that the effects that are listed directly from the book. So you can do an increase in reflex by strength of the drug. You do an increase in intelligence by strength of the drug. You can increase your cool by strength of the drug. Enhance perception. Increase healing rate. Antidote. Increased endurance. Negate pain effects. Depressant. Euphoric. Hallucinogenic. Reduced stun, which makes you more resistant to the side effects of damage. Sephoric.
What's that?
That's a strength to save versus sleep.
Like speed.
So, soporific, something like that. SOPORIFIC. Aphrodisiac. Minus strength to resist seduction checks. Contraceptive. Or antibiotic.
Let's what about a cool drug?
So a cool drug is going to be starting off at a 15 per strength of the drug. And you can go anywhere between 1 to 3.
What do you think, Mac?
Is that something you think that he would be into?
I mean,
You're
This
cool.
would be for like
your
fast
willpower.
talking people and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
it'd be
Your resist torture, your intimidation, your interrogation. I mean,
you can do something.
We gotta,
You're probably going to need to do something that has more than one effect. You don't want to do just one cool, because there's other drugs out there that will give them that. You want to do something that's going to be unique.
yeah.
mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, all we know really is that they're really into the feel good stuff. So all the
A lot of people are, yeah.
We don't really need to worry about that. I mean, I guess maybe he deals in that too, but for the most part, it sounded like he dealt in like good time and stuff.
so hallucinogenic.
I would say, or euphoric.
I would say either the hallucinogenic, euphoric, or the accelerated recovery. One of the 3.
Let's do euphoric.
Or correction, I read that wrong. The strength is added to the difficulty. So, for example, if you just did euphoric and you made it a strength 3, it's starting off at a difficulty of 8.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's much easier.
Yeah. Whew.
I'm like, you're gonna have to be like, okay, you're either gonna be seeing pink elephants for the rest of your life, you're gonna be sterile, and you're gonna die.
Hey, drugs are bad, so
Yeah.
Don't do drugs because drugs are bad. Okay.
Right.
okay.
But you, so that means, I mean, you're definitely going to need to put more into this, though, rather than just say like euphoric. That's what I'm getting at. You don't want to do something that's already on the market.
It's already there. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to do something that's like a combination of things. Like, say, for example, maybe you increased your cool and it was also an aphrodisiac. So now you're just that cool, seductive motherfucker because you took the drug and, you're going to Rico Suave your way around the party. Or maybe that's not your thing. Maybe you want to do something more.
That would be your empathy, so it wouldn't be cool. It would be
No. But the cool is going to keep you resistant to other people's seduction.
Oh, okay. All right.
Or you do, like, say, for example, you're wanting to make more of a combat drug, which obviously would have, a lot more use, especially for solos and other mercenaries and whatnot. So you would do something like, okay, well, increase in reflex and
Increase in healing.
Yeah, increase in healing and maybe negate the pain effects. That's going to put a lot to the initial difficulty, but then you can also take a side effect to help draw that back down.
Right.
And make that more obtainable.
Okay.
And then if you wanted to make it, a 3, or everything, at base is going to be a 1. So say if you did a reflex, that's 15. Increased healing rate, that's 15, so that's 30. And you did negate pain effect, just, again, to kind of speaking out loud, so that's 10. So that's 40. And you do it at a 3, that's 43. But then your psychological addiction, or physiological, I should say, by 10 drops it down by 10. And then maybe you hallucinate after that, or potentially -5. So now it's, 25 at that point.
I like the idea of that, the swagger drug, the euphoria, but high cool.
Mm-hmm.
So if you did something like that, the increase of cool is going to be 15. Now that again, that's just at a 1, so it would just be, a minor bump. And then you did an aphrodisiac, so that's going to be a 10, so that makes it 25. If you decide to add it you make the drug a 3, so that's 28, and then you could add...
We could add a contraceptive.
It'll make you sterile. It'll make you temporarily sterile for X amount of time.
Oh man!
Well, it wouldn't make you temporarily sterile. So if you added a contraceptive to it,
like a salt. Not a saltpeter. Saltpeter keeps you just like non-wanting to. It's almost like the opposite of Viagra,
but yeah, I mean, you could do that with have it act as a contraceptive as well. That would, at that point, that's 28. That'd be 38. Then you'd want to give some sort of side effect on there, like sterile. That'd take it down by 8, put it at a 20.
I mean, that might do Rex some good. It could be, All right, if you guys are good with it, I want to do that.
All right, man. As long as we call it swagger, I'm good.
All right, look. So swagger.
You got the moves with swagger. You got the moves with swagger.
Okay, so and then we need duration.
What does the duration add?
Well, it depends on what you want. So if it's turn, then it's just base cost, which means it just lasts a couple. It lasts very little. If you want it to last for a few minutes, it's ×2. Want it to last for several hours, it's ×3.
×3?
Yep. ×1, ×2, ×3. Yep.
The total sum ×3. Holy shnikes.
So you got to roll over 60 if you want to do times 3.
So yeah, in this case, so in order to the total creation of the drug, it would be multiply the total difficulty, which is base strength minus the side effects, to determine the final difficulty of creating the drug.
What is your dice pool looking like, babe?
Do I know anybody in my tribe that has any knowledge of this sort of thing? That, because I know I've gotten a veritable cornucopia of guys that do various things. Some of their inhibitions are less or more than others.
Okay.
Do I know any that run drugs that know about them?
Maybe. The question is, do you want to involve your clan in that?
That's true.
How many dice are you working with, babe?
So I have a 6 in pharmaceuticals, and I'm assuming my tech, which I'm maxed out at a 10.
Okay.
Can I donate luck points?
Well, I mean, it would also be an extended roll. It's just if you had more people to help with that,
You've obviously got.
you could, you'd be able to create it faster ultimately.
So we're just coming up with an ingredient list right now, so that Sin can order this stuff. I know Hellcat's away, but I'm gonna send Dane a text and say, "Hey, do you know anybody with working pharmaceutical knowledge who might be able to?" Pretty please. I'll explain when I see you next.
Okay. Let's see. So he sends a text message back. And he says he unfortunately does not.
I know this dude who knows this dude who is totally into that stuff.
I mean, you could make a roll for it if you want to involve your clan. You can totally check your.
No.
No. Okay.
Locke, does your I hate to ask, but does your sister or anybody know a cook?
I can call
that
her.
Might be able to help with this.
Shit. I can't call her if they've got her tapped. One of you guys is gonna have to contact her. But for me, or I don't know. Is it out of character? Would it be safe for me to contact her right now?
Yeah, you can still call her. They've just got her. They're watching her to make sure she's safe.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Let me call up sis.
Okay.
All right. So
ring, banana phone. So she picks up. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, sis. Long time. Let me preface this by saying I love you, and I've got a query for you.
Okay.
Do you know of anybody that can cook their ass off?
You mean outside of mom?
Look at what I'm doing. Cook their ass off.
Are you FaceTiming her?
Of course,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Most phones at this point do have visuals on it. So she's all, yeah.
Okay, we're in a pinch, and my buddy Meredith needs some assistance in whipping up a batch of that good barbecue sauce. You know what I'm talking about?
What are you getting yourself into?
Don't worry about that right now. It's a means to an end. I promise you.
Okay. This is something I'm going to have to keep from mom, apparently.
Absolutely, 100%.
Because we don't want her thinking that we are usurping her cooking skills in making the ribs taste better than hers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a proprietary barbecue.
You're going to have to deal with the Quins.
I'll deal with the Quins. They like me. It'll be good times. Just tell them I need it. I need it on a down low. I can't be out a whole bunch. So if I can meet somewhere discreet, that'd be even better. And eventually they're gonna have to. I don't even know. Out of character, are we gonna bring them here and expose our place, or are we gonna go somewhere else and set up a cook site?
If we can bring them here, we can blindfold them.
Oh,
On the way here, yeah.
I don't know if them Harley Quinn chicks are gonna. They
Go
might.
ahead.
I don't know.
Go ahead and discuss this real quick. My wife needs to talk to me. Just one moment.
Okay. I'm sure the Quins will be down for whatever. I'm just asking about like what should we set it up to where we can meet him somewhere else, or should we just meet him and then bring him here?
Maybe let's meet them and talk about our terms, and then as long as they agree, we can bring him back.
Or they
Blindfolded.
may even have all that stuff there, and they just might. I mean, as far as it comes, we can always see if they're more willing to do that. It takes all the heat off of our area and our
That's
place.
true.
That if we can go there, then we can provide assistance in various manners, however, and to a point, keep our hands clean. And if they choose to continue on the manufacturing of it, then that would be on them. But we can.
No, you're right. That's a good point. It's just
We can
the whole
sell-
fingers and pies thing, and then being in somebody else's pocket.
Right.
But I mean, it is what it is. That's the situation we're in. So I'm good either way.
And I don't like the fact of having somebody come here regardless because you know what? I can slip my cell phone in your pocket and say find cell phone, and guess what? There you are.
Yeah.
And it's very easy, whether it's with a cell phone or anything else, even a piece of cybernetics. I'm not a techie, and I know that.
Yeah.
No, you're right. I mean, if we can get it to where we can off it all on their side, then that would be optimal for sure.
Mm-hmm. And we just put it out to them that, provided we come up with a good product, that, hey, there's a lot of money to be made with this. And then at that point, once we get what we need out of it, we back off.
Right on. I just
And
hope
we can
it
watch
doesn't
her
open up a whole nother can of worms.
I guess there's a lot of worms to be had right now.
Yeah. And
Um,
there's not many fishing holes to utilize them.
Nope. So yeah, that sounds good to me. So Swagger is going to have benefits of cool and aphrodisiac. What about instead of a contraceptive, we for you? So it's somebody who's having the best night of their life.
Yeah.
Alrighty, I'm back.
Okay.
So have you decided what you're going to do?
We are going to hit up the Quins. First and foremost, we're going to see if, well, my sister's got to give me her contact there. And then once she does, we will find out if they've got the stuff to do it at their own location. With which we can use it and then be in their pocket for that. And then we can go from there. If not, then we will have to figure out something else.
With the premise that this kicks off, that could be a significant moneymaker that after we get what we need out of it, whatever we determine, that we can say, here you go. We want out. And just let them, because at that point it'll be established, it'll be known how to do it, everything else. You know, it's a lot easier to say, hey, you know, with a minimal pharmaceutical skill, if you have a recipe, you can do it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that way they don't need a whole bunch of, you know, farm techs. Basically, they can do it with their one, along with somebody who's just knows how to measure chemicals.
Gotcha. So Meredith, why don't you give me give me an intelligence check with oh fuck it, throw in pharmaceutical.
Jerome, you didn't see it. That dog ran into the door behind your back, man. Like literally with his head. That was awesome, dude.
And unfortunately, the people who are watching only see Jerome's head.
Yeah, so they'd completely miss that part.
All right, I'm starting with the 16 then.
Yep, go ahead, roll.
Roll that 10.
20 because I rolled a 4.
Okay.
Still pretty good.
So if you are going to involve the Quins that way, so one, you're trying to ultimately use their facilities and their stuff and their help so you can create this drug. And then you're going to give that over to them. Even if you didn't, they're going to know. Yeah. And you're going to give it to the Knight's Call.
Then I'm making them competitors.
You're immediately making them competitors, and anyone who produces the drug, it's basically going to be, because of the market, it's potentially going to be flooded. Cut. Yeah, cut. So it's possible.
We're gonna have to bring them here if we're gonna involve any outside help, because this has to be proprietary. But at this point, I really think I should have just banged Rex. But I think we can't give the Quins free run on it. It's gonna be too much.
Right.
If they gotta come here, then that's fine. We can do your blindfold thing that you were talking about or whatnot until we get them in here.
Or what you can do is also wait for Hellcat to come back and see if she has any ideas on how to proceed.
She's gonna be so mad at me.
When isn't she mad?
Well, I
Let's
didn't
just
want to
keep it
call
at that
her. That's
baseline
why
and
I
then go
texted.
from there.
That's why I texted Dane, because I know how strongly she feels about drugs. So, yeah, maybe let's just wait. Till
You
I
can't
hear
pick and
from her.
choose. What like some people think bad about drugs, some people think bad about whoring. It's
There's a hierarchy there.
yeah,
There's a give and take
As long as you're
Yeah.
not pouring while on drugs.
and a pull.
yeah.
Wow.
So what we'll do then, we'll go ahead and stop there for tonight. 'Cause it's like 9:20. We've already had almost 3.5 hours worth of gaming, and I know Missy has got a trip coming up. Isn't it tomorrow?
No, we're leaving actually next Sunday.
Oh, next Sunday. Oh, okay. So that's not bad.
Yeah.
So cool. You don't have to like suddenly jump out the window and run to the airport like right after this game. That would suck.
No, close enough. No.
Yeah. Alrighty. So we'll go ahead and call it there. So thank you all for playing. Oh, we did not do XP for the month. Let's do that real quick before we do it.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Nobody has any birthdays, so go ahead and roll a D4 plus 1.
Who's rolling?
Not me.
Go ahead, Derek.
All right, Derek. It's on you.
Come on.
Dun, 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 dun.
No.
Nice. So you get 5 XP for the month. So that is 5 additional IP. Essentially, it's what it is here. And hopefully somebody's keeping track.
I have been.
Alrighty.
I spent all but 5 of mine, so collectively now I have 10. But I have I spent and I bumped up my other stats, so
Yeah. I just want to make sure that we're keeping track, so that way everybody knows. That way we don't run into a situation again where we're left kind of going like, what did we get again?
How many points was it before you spent all your points, though?
me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
See?
I don't,
I'm sure Missy knows.
that I
Hey,
don't.
You had some good ass notes, Derek. I was depending on you, man.
And I erased them. I want to because I ended up getting
I know it was 100 something. It was like one.
No, we had 95 total.
Oh, okay. I was close.
And then we spent some
So now it's 100.
on the 7th.
Well, if you haven't spent any, yes, now it's 100.
Yeah.
I'm at 70 now.
That sounds about right. Because I remember I put some in my handgun. I put some in. I think I put 2 into. That's my persuasion and fast talk.
I'm gonna have to put some in that shit.
Yep.
Oh, I can't remember. I can't see. Maybe I put another point in brawling because of my ball ripping skills. I don't know.
There you go.
Maybe.
I know I've got a 5 on it now, but I don't recall. I'd have to look and see what you had originally, and I could compare it and see what I originally had. But I had 5 points left, so now I have 10. So
Yeah,
Hey.
Brittany's saying, "Bump your pharmaceuticals, Missy."
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, you bet I will. I'm gonna
bump them like twice. Oh wait, because you have a 6 in pharmaceuticals.
yeah.
Holy moly! My highest stat downstairs is 6. There's 5. Wow, doing pretty good.
Yeah. So with that, then the next game coming up is going to be, and hopefully we have just about everybody, is going to be Vampire the Masquerade on January the 10th. And maybe we're doing our offline game Tuesday? Zombies?
I'm
It
down.
should be, yeah.
Okay. So there's that. That's obviously just between us. And then Firefly should be January 15th. which would make Cyberpunk the January 18th. So those of you watching, please tune in around that time frame. Of course, the schedule is still on the website too to let you know like what Monday or what days we normally play on. And
it would be on the 18th, you said?
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Cyberpunk. Alrighty, so thank you all for watching. We'll go ahead and tune it there, and you guys have a good night. Bye.
Thanks, man.